Hello everyone, it's Amanda Bach from Boxstar Stamping. I know it's late, but hey, I had rehearsal, so I came home and I'm like, I'm gonna do a video tonight to show you a little design I came up with using your 6x6 designer series paper. Of course, you could use 12x12 as well, and then you could cut it into 6x6, you know, whatever paper you have. Sorry, just moving my samples out of the way so you don't get a sneak peek. All right, if you hop on, I know it's late. If you hop on and say hi to me, that'd be awesome. Say hi. I'll say hi back to you. All right, so the Saleabration catalog went live last weekend along with the mini catalog, which I can now open on camera now. So here you go. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, there, I opened it on camera. Okay, I'm actually not using anything out of here though. So, yeah. I want to show you some cards I've been working on this week though. So let's do that first. All right, so a while ago, up until January 3rd, you could get some beautiful designer series paper called Ever Eden that goes with the Eden's Garden in our mini catalog. Hey, Kathy. So I just wanted to show you some cards I've been making. Hey, Barb. So I used some retired Forever greenery, I think it's called. And I just had some and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring out that gold here. So I used the soft succulent and the evening evergreen along with some in-colored gems. And I just came up with this. I did see one on Pinterest similar and I just kind of took it to my own design. And then on the inside, I found a stamp that was with last Saleabration. Hope your day is fantabulistic. Fabulous and fantastic all in one. And then this is for Forever Fern stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. So I made 3 different versions of them. This one has more of a wreath. This one has more of a fern. But I thought these greens were very pretty. And then on the envelope, I just put a little greenery in the corner there. Okay. The next cards, I kind of switched to Valentine's. Set these back here. I was casing Pinterest one night, got super inspired. So I came up with these Valentine's cards. They're not exactly like I saw on Pinterest, but I always change it up a little bit. So I had some paper that I absolutely love from a while ago from Valentine's, and I used our whale punch and created these cards. My love for you is bigger than the ocean. But on the inside, I used some of our new dies, which are called Scalloped Contours from the annual catalog. And then hope today finds you feeling as loved as you really are. Happy Valentine's Day. And that's from a super old retired stamps that I had, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to use it because I like the sentiment, because it can go for someone who is, you know, a friend or, you know, a little more than a friend, you know. But I just thought it was overall great. Sorry, just rebooting my iPad. There we go. Okay, and then for the catalog, good grief, I saw a catalog, envelope, I took a retired stamp called Forever Lovely and just added some hearts along the outside. I thought those were cute little Valentines. So this is Real Red and Flirty Flamingo. So I matted this one and I didn't mat the other one. But I thought they were both cute. And used a Real Red rhinestone for the eye. Okay, next, playing with the new, what's it called? New Horizons DSP inspired me to get out my watercolor brushes and have some fun. So I made some cards, pretty simple, just using some watercolor washes or watercolor paper. And then this is called Pattern Play, plenty of pattern. Oh, it's a host thing in the annual catalog. What's it called? Pattern Party. Sorry, this is Pattern Party. This is a beautiful new stamp set called Amazing Silhouettes. And this is the Bedazzling. And I didn't do the insides. These are our new brushed brass metallic butterflies. So pretty. You can see they're shiny. And I just did a watercolor background wash. Yeah, I didn't do any of the insides yet. And then one more I did in Calypso Coral. And I used some retired flowers that I had and some retired ribbon. I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it up. So I did. And I used the amazing silhouettes in the background as well after I had watercolor washed it. All right, let's keep going here. Then I used the New Horizons. I gotta learn the names of these papers. New Horizons DSP to create this. Thought it was a cute masculine birthday card. I haven't done the inside yet. I love that bear from, is it Wonderful Wildlife? Hold on, let me grab it. It's right behind me here. Oh, so close. Wildlife Wonder. And I love this one. And so I use that sentiment, sending birthday wishes. And these are from Sailing Home. The birds are from Sailing Home. So I did that in early espresso. All right, and then one more to show you before we move on to tonight's project. That is this one. Ta-da! I used, again, the amazing silhouettes and my favorite embossing folder in the background, Tasteful Textiles. And just kept it simple. Thought it'd be a nice birthday card for somebody. Okay, here we go. My internet is absolutely horrible, so I can't tell if I'm actually on or not. So if someone could like type hi or something so I can see that, that'd be awesome. Okay. Saleabration. Free stuff. I love free stuff. For every $50 you spend, you get to choose something out of here. There are a few options that are $100 spends. So, yeah. So the one we're going to work with tonight is on page 8. It is the Sunshine and Rainbows 6x6 Designer Series paper. And then I came up with a little design that I created, and we're going to use up like the whole piece of paper to make 2 cards. It's a fun layout you can use over and over again. Okay. And then we're also going to use on page 14 the special moments. Now this is a $100 one, so if you spend $100, you can get this one. It has just about every sentiment you need. It's got birthday, it's got thanks, it's got sympathy, it's got thinking of you. It's got some great sentiments in there. So we're going to be using that tonight. All right, so let me get started so I can show you. One of the stamp sets we're going to use tonight is in the annual catalog. It's on page 98. It is one of my favorites in the catalog, but I want to show you which stamp I'm going to use. So this is Color and Contour. We're going to use this one right here, the Splatter. And I got to stand up because my iPad is not working, so I can make sure I'm in frame here. This little splatter, I thought it kind of looked like raindrops. So we're going to be using that tonight with our rainbow paper. All right, let's get started. Let me throw my catalog down here. All right, you're going to need a piece of 6x6 Designer Series paper. I've chosen this one. Let me show you all of them in this pattern pack because they are just so pretty in the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper. You get 48 sheets. There are 12 designs. You get 4 of each. So they're double-sided paper. So there's just some stripes. Pool party little background there. Love this one. Oh, that might be my favorite one. And little pool party hearts. This one, I'm going to show you a card in a second that I made using this one. And the sun shines on the back. This one we're going to use in just a second. Granny apple green on the back. I love that green. Clouds. Now, we do have a new cloud punch in the mini catalog. I don't own it yet, but they will punch out this. Of course, you could just cut it out if you want to as well. And that's Petal Pink. Magenta Madness with Misty Moonlight. I'll show you a card that I used this one. Some Mango Melody. Bermuda Bay diagonal stripes. With some little, I don't even know what to call those little arrow thingies. I don't know. This one, there are dies that, there's a stamp set and dies that coordinate with this paper in the mini catalog. They will cut this out. Of course, you could just cut it out yourself as well. Some So Saffron. Little rainbows. So, soft sea foam is that color. This one kind of reminds me like of a Southwestern kind of stripe. Pool party. Okay, no, this one's my favorite one. I love this. I love the bright colors. And then, oh, I love those two. Okay, so let's get started. As I said, we're using this one here. It's got all kinds of blues in it, which Bermuda Bay, Pool Party, Granny Apple Green, so saffron. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my trimmer. All right. The first thing you're going to need to do is cut it in half. So you have 3. So I'm going to take my paper and go over here to the 3. And then I like to cut up. That way this little ledge kind of holds the paper so it's going to stay straight. I like to go this way when I cut. I don't always, but I like to. Okay, set that one aside. Next, I'm going to cut it again at 3, but the other way. So you have 2 pieces of 3 by 3 now, okay? 2 that are 3 by 3. We're going to make 2 cards tonight. Now with this, turn it sideways and cut it at 5 1/4. And this piece right here is our only scrap. Now, of course, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to definitely at least use this side. So you can put that one aside. Now with this one, I want you to cut 1 inch. And so you see how on this side there's 1 inch? I'm going to go that way. So I'm going to go 1 inch. So that leaves me with 1 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to do it again. 1 by 5 1/4. So I have 2 of those now and 2 of these. Now I have a 1 by 5 1/4 left. Hey, Kathy. So I'm going to cut it into 2 1/2-inch strips. Okay, and again, I'm going to cut up this way. I find it's easier. There we go. We're going to use all of these. All right, you can put your trimmer away now. All right, let's start with our card bases. We're going to do these at the same time. So our card bases, I've chosen one in Granny Apple Green and one in Misty Moonlight. I'm going to go ahead and grab my bone folder and give it a good crease here so it stays flat-ish. Okay, I put that away because that's all I needed that for. All right, here we go. Love it. Told you I was going to use that splatter stamp, right? So I've got it on a block, and I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. So we're going to have a little tone-on-tone here. Get out my Granny Apple Green here, which I think I re-inked it, so let me test it and make sure. Yeah, it's pretty juicy. All right, I'm going to do the entire card, and it's okay if I overlap a little bit. Half of this isn't going to be covered up, but I just want to make sure that all the parts that I want covered up are covered up. So I'm just going to quick do the entire thing. And I'm going to turn my stamp. I'm just going to make it splotches, okay? No actual rhyme or reason. Turn my stamp again. Just so it all looks different and random, okay? Nothing fancy here. And I'm probably shaking the table terrible. Sorry about that. Just wait till I die cut something in a second. That'll get really wobbly. Okay, so there's my Granny Apple Green one. I'm gonna set that aside. I'll stamp off. Now, while I've got the Granny Apple Green though, I'm gonna take my insert, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And this stamp set, Special Moments, let me grab it here, which again is available through Saleabration. We're going to stamp this one. Thanks for brightening up my day. We're gonna put that on the inside. Okay, we're going to do it in Granny Apple Green first. Okay, I better stand up to do this so I get it straight. Okay, and I don't know if that came out right or not. Good enough. Okay, then I'm going to take, let me show you. Our paper pumpkins always come with a stamp set. And this one was from a long time ago, but it had a sun on it, and I liked that. So I'm going to stamp that in So Saffron in the corner. Make sure I don't have anything on it. Yep. It's stained black because I used a ink that's stained the stamp. It still works. So I'm going to put that up in the corner. And you know what? While I'm at it, I want to take the other insert right now as well and put one up in the corner of that one as well. So we're going to do this one in Misty Moonlight. There we go. And I can put that stamp aside. And no, I can't. I'm going to do my envelopes while I'm at it. Might as well have it out. Have it out. All right, so we've got a So Saffron here, and I'm just going to put it right here, and that'll be right in front of the person's name. And I might as well go ahead and do the other one. There we go. Done with that. Okay, now I'm done with the So Saffron, so I'll close it up. Now these splatters I want to do in Misty Moonlight on that one, so I better clean my stamp with my Gross Ugly Chamois. Yep. Love it. Clean. Clean. Just a little wet because it was wet. Okay, let me get my Misty Moonlight here. One of my favorite in colors. This will be retiring in June, so if you like it, you better get it now. It'll be gone. And it is with things in the catalog. Once they list the retiring stuff, it is first come, first serve. So if you do want something, I would suggest getting it now out of the annual catalog because you never know. It could be gone. I'm going to go this way this time. This pad is not as juicy because I have not just re-inked it. Unlike the Granny Apple Green, that was really juicy. I haven't used it much since I re-inked it. All right, so this is the January host code right there. If you would like to place an order at stampinup.com and your order is under $150, make sure you use that host code. If your order is over $150, you get all the host benefits. So you will get at least 10% in additional free product. Plus Saleabration, if you spend $150, you get to choose, you can choose 3 items out of that little brochure or a $100 item and a $150 item. Up to you. Plus, for anyone who orders anything over $50 with me, I also send them a free gift the next month. So just keep that in mind. You'll be getting some free stuff from me as well. Okay, now this is Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to stamp off first before I clean it on my chamois here. Oh, there we go. And I just have this in an empty stamp case to keep it moist. And then every once in a while when it's really gross, I throw it in the washing machine with my dark towels. Okay. Oh, didn't cover that up. I don't know what I was doing. There we go. That's the cool thing about photopolymer is you can see if you've got a nice coverage. Hey, Kathy. All right. I just stood up so I can see my comments and so I can stamp straight. Hopefully, I don't know. Good enough. All right. Let's do some assemblage. I think I'm done stamping. Almost done stamping. I got one thing I forgot to stamp. I've got a scrap piece of basic white. Another one of the little stamps in there in the special moments says, "Hello, sunshine." And you know, sunshine is yellow, right? Totally. So I'm going to use the So Saffron. Boop, doop, 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 doop. And I'm going to put that right in the middle. Okay. And it's okay if it's crooked because I'm cutting that out. All right. Now, I have 2 dies from the Tasteful Label dies, which are in the annual catalog on page 166. I chose the circle ones because they look like sun and they've got this cool ridge around the outside. So I'm going to take my Scotch removable matte finish tape and I'm going to hold that in place so when I cut it out, it doesn't go anywhere. This one I'm going to put on just So Saffron. Okay, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to use my mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine, which I haven't shown you guys in a while. It's so cute. Fits right on my desk, and it's perfect for cutting out little stuff like this. So I'm going to put that one there, put that one there, and my cutting plate is dirty and gross, and it still works perfectly. Okay, I'm going to put my top plate on, and the table's going to shake, sorry. And I'm going to put it in there a little bit so it gets going, and then I'm going to hold it nice and tight here as I put it through. Sorry, you're wobbling all over the place. I'm sorry. There we go. Set that aside. And the cool thing is it folds up. And it's hardly any room at all. So cute. All right, so let's open up this. I love die cutting. Okay, get my plates out of the way here. Come on. Just a little bit of static, making them stick. Okay, so isn't this neat? I saved that tape because I'll use it again. Outside, some little design around the outside. I like, you know, you could put this on a piece and use that as a negative as well. Love it. Love it. All right. And then this one, Hello Sunshine. So we're going to glue those two together. And since we are making 2 cards tonight, I went ahead and I already cut another one, so you don't have to sit here and watch me. Because I know it's a little wobbly whenever I die cut on camera, which is why I usually do it ahead of time, but I wanted to show you how to die cut. So you might not know what that is, or you might not be like, how does she do that? Well, now you know. Although I do have an electric one that I use when I use bigger dies or embossing folders, because my arm just can't take it. My little tendon in my elbow just says, nope, not doing it. So, okay, let's get to gluing. Let's put some cards together, shall we? We have all our pieces ready now. Let's start with this one. So what you're going to do is take a 3x3 piece. I'm going to mat it on the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to take a 1 by 5 1/4, flip it over. We're using this side. So you can arrange these literally any way you want on this paper. These 3 pieces you can do a lot of different ways with, and I will show you a couple of different ways. I think for this one, I'm actually going to change it up. I think I'm going to do that. Yes, I am. Okay, so let's glue this on its matte layer. Granny Apple Green, which I made 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So this is 3 by 3. This is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. It's going to have a little bit of a border around it. I didn't get it quite straight, but because I use glue, I can wiggle it. This piece here. And I could have left it 5 1/2 as well. If you didn't want to make it 5 1/4, you could make it 1 by 5 1/2, so it goes the whole length of the card. And I'm just guessing on the middle here. I'm just guessing. All right, I'm going to turn it here. Looks like it needs to go a little bit that way, and that's okay. Let's see here. Can't go too far because my glue's there, right? There we go. Okay, and it's all right if it's not straight. I'm going to glue this down. Or if it's not centered, sorry. Not going to be too picky. In fact, I might want to... No, I'll do this as centered as I can. And if it's not centered... Oh, that is all kinds of crooked, isn't it? That's okay. As Jay would say from Atosu Crafts, embrace the wonk. It's crooked. Embrace it. Okay. The Hello Sunshine's going to go on top. And we're going to pop it up on dimensionals. Which these are the dimensionals from the Paper Pumpkin kit. And I've used them all. But I've cut around the outside so I can still use them. Because they work just as well as full dimensionals. And why waste this outside? I don't. Okay, so I'm going to take my backing off, and that's card 1. Oh, nope, got to put the middle in, don't I? Maybe not card 2, I'll measure. I'll show you how I get things straight. There we go. Since I didn't use my thing. Let me see how crooked this is to me. I don't think anybody who gets it's going to be like, that card is crooked. Ew. I don't think they're going to think that way. All right, and on the inside, we're going to use the Misty Moonlight one. You know our 1/2-inch strip that we cut? We're going to do that. We're going to put it over here on this side with the Granny Apple Green facing up. Give it a little color on the inside, because why should the inside of the card be boring? That's right, it shouldn't be. Spice it up. Spice it up, yeah. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Then I look on the back and make sure it's straight, and I give it a good press. Okay, now it's time to glue that in. Okay, so this is kind of a thank you card. You know, hello, sunshine. Thanks for brightening up my day. Probably, I'm sure all of us have had somebody who's like, you know, made your day a little brighter. You know, just send them a little card. Next time you think of somebody and you're like, I should send them a card. How about do it? Send them a card. How happy would that make them, right? Okay, so that's the inside of this one. Let's do one more. Since I already have the paper all cut, let's do the Granny Apple Green one. I think we might change this one up a little bit. So we've got the Granny Apple Green, which kind of gets a little lost, doesn't it? Oh, you know, we could do. I don't like that. However, because it doesn't have enough of the Misty Moonlight showing, but you know what would look good? So saffron. So let me grab a scrap of So Saffron here. Ooh, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm feeling it now. 3 1/4. Oh, my sweatshirt got caught. By 3 1/4. Oh, I think I'm gonna like this better than the Misty Moonlight. What if I put it crooked? You know what? Let's try white. Let's try white. I did cut an extra piece of white over here just in case I messed up on my middles. So you know what? We'll use that. We'll use that. Let's see here. So you get to see me craft on the fly because, you know, you think you have a design going and then you change your mind. Okay. And I will use this little piece here as something. It will not get thrown away. Let's see if I mat it in white. Do I like that better? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes. Yes, I do. What? Okay, here we go. Gluing it down. Okay, and I want to show you sometimes what I use in case you want one. Okay, so I'm going to put it down what I think is straight. And sometimes if I'm just really struggling, I didn't press, don't press yet. I have a T-square, just a T-square, okay? And I might go along the bottom and look at it there. It's looking pretty good. And then I'll go this direction. Now this is if I want to be really picky. Looks good. Okay, once it's down, give it a good press. Okay, leave it alone. Probably would be easier to show you with this one. I do this sometimes for sentiment strips if I'm like struggling and I really want it straight. Or if your paper is really patterny and you're trying to put something in the middle of it, but the pattern's kind of making you lose your perspective of what is centered. That's a good time to use it. So I'll show you with this piece here. Just use your T-square. Okay, it's important, don't press though. Once you set it down, don't press yet. So I'm just setting it down. I'm not pressing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put it against this side, bring it up until it meets the bottom of that. It's a little crooked. Bring this side down a little bit. Make sure it's straight in all directions. Okay, then I'm gonna look at it again. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way too, just to make sure, Yep, looks good. Okay, then I'm gonna give it a pressing. Okay, so if you're really picky and you always want your paper on straight, get yourself a T-square. This was 12 inches. I had my husband cut it off at 10. Or, I mean, sorry, at 7. I'm like, no, it wasn't 10, it was 7. Because I didn't really need it any longer than that. So I just had him cut it off at 7. Okay, and that just lives over there with all my stuff. Now I'm gonna put Hello Sunshine. Oh, yes, I love this. Oh, love it. Okay. Now, of course, you could embellish this if you have any little gems or anything like that. And I'll show you in a few of the other ones I made. I did use some embellishments. And I may go back and put some on these as well. Just wanted to show you a way to use almost all of your 6x6 paper on 2 cards. So you get 2 cards, and this is the only waste. And I'm not going to let that go to waste. I will definitely use that. Okay, so now I need to put my strip of paper here. So I am going to go ahead and use this one, though. I'm going to use this Granny Apple Green side. Put it on the side of my card, on the inside, like that. I always look before I give it a good press and make sure that it's even with the edge. Then I give it a good press. And then I glue it in. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot of glue on the inside. You don't want it showing through. Okay, so there are my 2 cards. Now I do have some other ones to show you, so let me grit those using the same paper and the same basic layout. All right, let me get that out of the way. So there's the 2 I made. One in a Granny Apple Green, one in a Misty Moonlight, and they're envelopes. Let me grab those that I stamped in So Saffron. I did extra white middles just in case I made a mistake. I could fix them. All right, let's see the rest of them. Okay, so this one I made using the Magenta Madness. Now this in the background I used Pool Party because that is one of the colors right here in the paper. And this is a strip here, and that made sense because it's Hello Sunshine. Now, these gems are actually from the Holiday Rhinestone Collection. They're actually Coastal Cabana, but I sure thought they looked pool party-ish enough to me. Hey, Abby. And then on the inside, I put Thanks for Brightening Up My Day in So Saffron, and again, I used that stamp in the corner. Now, this time I stamped directly on the card base. I didn't put an insert in it. Okay, and then one more to show you. This was my first one I made on the Misty Moonlight. And notice I didn't mat it in the middle, did I? I kind of staggered it. Plus, I used these little, what are those called? Let me grab them. Let me grab them. They are from, there we go, Artistry Blooms Sequence. And they're in Rich Razzleberry, Coastal Cabana, Mango Melody, and Calypso Coral. So I used these, the Mango Melody. Hey, Liz. All right, on the sunshines. So I made the sunshines kind of pop out. I don't know if I love it or not, but it's something, right? Okay, and on the inside, Thanks for Brightening My Day. And I used the Mango Melody for that one. All right, so that's what I came up with using this new paper, which I am so excited about. It has bright colors, and I love me some bright colors. And again, that is from the Saleabration catalog. So if you have any desire, they are free. That's right, free. This paper is free with, let me turn to page 8. There we go. You spend $50 in the annual or the mini, and you get to choose something out of this catalog. I love that they give you lots of samples. In this, they do show you the dies that are in the mini catalog. I don't have those yet, so I can't show you those. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, my email is boxstarstamping@gmail.com. If you'd like to place an order and your order is under $150, please use that host code. If not, you get all the host benefits. So thank you so much for watching, and have a fantabulous day. Bye-bye. Thanks, Kathy.